Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about allegations and mixtures. This is a very important topic for applied maths as well as for your competitive exams. Allegation and mixture is one of the very common application that we use for the numerics. So that is why it's very important for logical thinking aptitude test. So we will just discuss it in the easiest and the fastest possible way that how we can solve the numericals within a fraction of seconds. Now, this is a simple formula that you can apply for solving the questions of allegations and mixtures. But what is allegation first of all? So if I just explain you what do you mean by allegation is, suppose you are given two or more ingredients and you are mixing them, right? So what will be the desired price of the mixture? Remember, that should be the cost price of the mixture. That won't be the selling price of the mixture. That is a very important thing. So, cost price of the new mixture, if you are mixing two ingredients of different prices, then what will be the cost price of the resulting mixture? That is what we use in this, or what it is what we find in this. So a simple concept is there that two quantities are given to you, right? Suppose two types of rice are given to you. One is of cheaper quality and the one is of dearer quality. Dearer means the one which is costlier. So one is cheaper, one is dearer. So when we mix these two ingredients in some ratio, then final price of the rice, what will be that? That is what one thing we can find. And if we know the final price, we have to find the ratio in which we should mix the two varieties, the cheaper one as well as the dearer one. So here I have used the word cheaper and dearer in the formula. Now see here, mean price I am denoting by M here, and then C for cheaper and D for dearer, right? Three things are there: M, C, and D. So a simple formula that comes out is quantity of cheaper ingredient upon quantity of dearer ingredient will be equal to CP of dearer minus mean price upon mean price minus CP of cheaper. But if you see it in the diagram, that becomes very easy to understand. Now see here, one side I have taken cheaper quantity. The CP, remember it's always the CP, and the other side I have taken the CP of dearer. Now mean price that you are getting, that should be between the cheaper and the dearer always. Remember, right? So mean price will be M, and that will also be the CP of the resultant variety, resultant mixture. Remember that, right? So now what we will get in the last step? D minus M, because D will be greater than M. And on the right side, what are you getting? M minus C, because cheaper will be less than mean. So see here, below the cheaper we have D minus M. Below the dearer, we have M minus C. That's a very important point. So quantity of cheaper ingredient upon quantity of dearer ingredient is D minus M upon M minus C. So just remember that below the cheaper, we have D minus M. So numerators are same. Quantity of cheaper ingredient and D minus M. Quantity of dearer ingredient, M minus C. So you will not get confused what's the formula. So that's a simple way to remember the formula. Now let's take few numericals based on the same. Now, a shopkeeper mixes two varieties of rice. One costs 161 per kg rupees and the other is 179 rupees per kg in the ratio 5 is to 4. So we are mixing both the varieties in the ratio 5 is to 4. So mean price is not given here. He sells the mixed variety at 202.80. Find his profit percentage. So what do you need for finding a profit percentage? Always the CP. Now, how will you find the CP of mixed variety? So that is a very simple question. First, you have to find the mean price, which will be the CP of the mixed variety. So SP is given to you. You have to find profit percent. Now, the two varieties that we are mixing, one is 161 rupees per kg and the other is 179 rupees per kg, right? So which is the cheaper one? The one with this less. So 161 is your cheaper and 179 is your dearer. So how will you find the mean? Right? So For mean, we are denoting with M, simple M, nothing else. Now, what is the formula? D minus M. So that will be what? 179 minus M. On the other side, what do we have? M minus C, which will be M minus 161. Now, below the cheaper, we have D minus M. Below the dearer, we have M minus C. So, what's the ratio given to us for cheaper and the dearer? 5 is to 4. So, 5 upon 4 will be 179 minus M upon M minus 161. Now you have to calculate M. And the calculated value that you get, that will be the CP of the mixed variety. SP is given to you how much? 202.80. And then you have to find profit percentage. So let's first calculate the M value. So what will you get the M value? So if you multiply, what will you get? 5M minus 805. 179 into 4. So what do we get? We get 760 and minus 4M. Now we have to just solve for M. Now just do it. So 5M plus 4M will be 9M, and that will be equal to 1521. Right? So now the value of M will come out to be how much? 1521 upon 9, and that will be 169. Now you can cross check your answer also. It should be between 161 and 179, not exactly the midpoint, because the ratio is different. It's not 1 is to 1. So that is 169. So what is the CP of the mixed variety? So this is 169, which is the CP of the mixed variety. Now profit percentage, that is a simple formula. What's the formula for profit percentage? That is profit upon CP into 100. Now how do we calculate profit? Profit is always SP minus CP, right? So what is profit? SP minus CP. What is SP given to you? 202.8, and we have to subtract the CP. So 202.8 minus 169, that will give you what? The simple profit. And then profit percentage can easily be calculated by using the formula profit upon CP into 100. And that is how you get your profit percent. Now let's do the for that same. Now if we subtract it, what are we getting? 33.8. That is your profit. Now that is our profit. Now we have to find profit percent. So profit upon CP into 100. So what do you get? 33.2 on 169 into 100. 8, right? Now we simply cut it out. What do we get? Simple 20%. That's a simple answer to calculate. Just remember, mean price always gives us the CP of the mixed variety. And after that, you simply use the formula of profit percent, which is profit upon CP into 100. And for profit, we can calculate by SP minus CP. So it's a simple commercial math, that is, you are using profit loss concept along with alligation and mixture concept, right? So that's a simple way to solve it. Now, if we move this question of to the next. Now, here we are given three varieties, A, B, and C. And their ratios are given 4 is to 1 is to 1. So, how can you do it? A is to B is to C, right? And the ratio is given to us 4 is to 1 is to 1. But right now, we just discussed the formula for two varieties. Now, how to go for three? Now, for three, first we take the quantities which are in the same ratio. So here B and C are in the same ratio, right? So if we are mixing them together, and we are given also the CP for the B and C only, and we have to find here the price per kg of A. And the mean price is given how much? 94 rupees per kg. Now 1 is to 1 ratio mein B and C are being mixed first. So first we will take two quantities together, right? So if we are mixing B and C together, and in the ratio 1 is to 1. Ratio can be any, but here it's very simple for you, that simply you have to find the average of the two. So what will be the average of B and C? The average for B and C will be 82 plus 90 upon 2, which will simply give you the price for, and we are mixing only B and C, right? So what will be the price? Simply 86. So when we are mixing B and C together, the mean price is coming out to be 86 rupees per kg. Now this mixture, just assume it as this is D mixture. Now this is being mixed with A, and now the mean price is given to you 94. Now the point here is, what should we consider A, as a costlier or the dearer? Now just check, what did I tell you in the starting? That mean price is between costlier and dearer. So now one price is 86. 86 is less than 94. It means 86 is cheaper. So 86 is cheaper and A1 is dearer because 86 is less than our mean price, which is 94 rupees per kg. Right? So this is how do we take care of that. Ki mean price is always between the costlier and the dearer. So now we have to simply solve for A. Right? So what we will get here? A minus 94 and 94 minus 86. Right? Now what's the ratio? Now the ratio for the cheaper one turns out to be what? 2, because we have already mixed B and C together amount. So 2. And for A, what's the ratio? 4. So what is the ratio? Quantity of cheaper. Quantity of dearer. Right? So that will be the ratio, which is 2 is to 4. And that is what A minus 94 upon 94 minus 86. So you can simply solve for A. Right? So simply you have to solve for A. It will be a linear equation in A. So what do you get here? Yes, 94 minus 86. 8 is equal to 2A minus 188. So if you take 188 to the left hand side, what do you get? 196. And that is 2A. So A is how much? Simply 98. Right? Just check everyone. 98 is greater than 94. So our answer is correct. So 98 rupees per kg is the price for A variety. Right? Just check everyone. So we are simply using one formula. Quantity of cheaper upon quantity of dearer is simply dearer minus mean upon mean minus cheaper. Right? Let's move to the same for the next question. Now here we are given two vessels in which two things are being mixed, that is milk and water, and they are being mixed in a different ratio. So in the first vessel, milk and water are being mixed in 5 is to 3 ratio, and in the second one they are being mixed in the ratio 13 is to 3. Now they are asking in what ratio mixtures from the two vessels should be mixed to get a new mixture containing milk and water in the ratio 3 is to 1. So new mixture is going to contain milk and water in the ratio 3 is to 1. So in what ratio shall we mix them? Now here two varieties are there in both the vessels. So how to solve this? So we can take the ratio of only one quantity. You can either solve for milk or you can either solve for water. Two ways are there to solve it. Either with milk only or either with water only. Now if I take milk here, so P vessel is there and Q vessel is there, right? Now P vessel mein was the ratio of milk. How much milk is there in the P vessel? In the P vessel, the milk is 5 is to 8. Because 5 is to 3 is the ratio for milk and water. So milk is in the ratio 5 is to 8. In the next vessel, the milk is in the ratio 13 is to 16. Right? And if I mix both of them, I am getting the new mixture in which the ratio of milk and water is 3 is to 1. So what's the ratio of the milk then? Simply 3 is to 4. Just simple ratio concept we are using here. Now if you see 4, 8, 16, the denominators in all the three fractions are different. We can make them same by making their LCM. Correct? By taking their LCM. So 4 and 8 and 16. What's the LCM? LCM is simply 16. So we will just make the denominator same so that our calculations are easy, nothing else. So here we get this 10 by 16, 12 by 16, and 13 by 16. Right? So denominator is same now. Now you can easily check between 10 and 13, 12 is coming. Right? So our cheaper quality will be what? 10 by 16. Our dearer will be what? 13 by 16. And our M will be what? 12 by 16. Right? So if we subtract now, let's see what do we get. Now 13 by 16 minus 12 by 16, right? And what do we get here? 12 by 16 minus 10 by 16. So what will you get? 1 by 16. And here what do you get? 2 by 16. Right? So now what's the ratio? So ratio of the cheaper upon ratio of the dearer will be what? 1 is to 2 because 16, 16 will get cut. So ratio will be P vessel and ratio for Q vessel. Right? Because P vessel is our cheaper one. Right? So what do we get the ratio as? 1 is to 2. So that is what, in what ratio shall we mix the mixtures? The one from the P should be one quantity and the one from the Q should be two quantities to make the desired ratio. 3 is to 1. So there is a one simple formula which can be applied to different conditions. That's a very, very important thing. Now the next. Now here again, we have the two vessels and two different ratios, but is different from the previous one. In what respect? Just check the question. Two vessels A and B contain milk and water in the ratio 3 is to 2 and 7 is to 13 respectively. They are mixed in the ratio 2 is to 3. Find the ratio of milk and water in the final mixture. Now this is totally different question and it's a very, very important question for exam as well. Now here the two vessels are there just like in the previous, but here the ratio in which they are mixed is given to you, but you are not given the final ratio that you will achieve after getting the mixture. So that you have to find. So what is missing here? Here M is missing, right? In the previous one, the ratio of the cheaper and the ratio of the dearer was missing. In this, the M is missing. Now let's again take milk here. Now let's take A and B. Okay, the two vessels. Now what is the ratio of milk in the first vessel? If I just ask you, 3 is to 5. What is the ratio of milk in the other vessel? 7 is to 20. Right? Now if you want to make it same, 5 and 20, what will be the LCM? 20, right? So what we will get? 4 by 4, that is 12 by 20. Now 12 by 20 and 7 by 20, which is the cheaper one? 7 by 20, correct. So we have to take B as cheaper and A as dearer, right? And remember the ratio also. If they have written that mixed in the ratio 2 is to 3, it means that is 2 is for A and 3 is for B. That's a very common error made in this question. A is for 2, B is for 3, but B is cheaper and A is dearer. Remember that, right? So if I write it in a proper format, what will I get? 7 by 20, 12 by 20. And I have to find M. And D minus M, if I am writing 12 by 20 minus M. And the next one will be M minus 7 by 20. Right? Now the ratio that is given to us. Quantity of cheaper upon quantity of dearer. So that will be 3 by 2, not 2 by 3. That's a very common error which is made by students. So please take care of that. Now I take the LCM and then I have to solve it. Now cross multiply it and get your answer. Right? Just check. So what do you get? 100 M is equal to 35. So what's the value of M? 35 by sorry, 45 by 100, right? So 45 by 100, if I reduce it, I get 9 by 20. Now 9 by 20 is M, but that is only for milk, because we are taking all these quantities, all these ratios for milk. Now if in some mixture milk is in the ratio 9 by 20. So how much is the water? Water is 11 by 20, right? So what do we get? 9 by 20 is milk. So how much will be the water? Water will be 11 by 20. So what will be the ratio of milk and water? So milk and water will be 9 is to 11. This ratio is for milk and water. Milk is to water. If they ask you water is to milk, it will be reversed of this. So remember the question when it comes for MCQs, you have to be very particular about the options. They give you both the options. So you have to read the question carefully and check. First, milk is written, so milk ratio will come in the numerator and water will come in the denominator. Right? So this is 9 is to 11. Now, if you move to the next question, let's take one more. Now, a milkman again has two cane. Now, in the first can, he has milk 75% and the rest water. So, what is the ratio of the milk? 3/4. Whereas in the second one, he has 50% milk and rest water. So, that is 1 by 2. Now, how much mixture should be mixed so as to get 20 liters of mixture? Now this is a bit different. Total mixture that he needs is 20 liters. So you have to find how much should he mix from each mixture such that ratio of milk and water is 5 is to 3 respectively. Right? So milk should be 5x and water should be 3x. Now first let us find the ratio in which they should be mixed. After that we will check for 20 liters of mixture. Now in the first one, 3/4 milk is there, and in the other one half, right? So 3/4 and half. Now let's take it A and B. So in the first one it is 3/4 and in the other one it is half, correct? So which is greater quantity, 3/4 or half? Of course 3/4 is greater, right? So that will be the dearer and half will be your cheaper. Now we are going to get 20 liters of milk at last, but let us find the ratio first, such that the ratio of the milk and water is 5 is to 3 respectively. So now the ratio is given to you 5 is to 3, the in which we should mix them. So how will you take this? What will be the ratio of the milk here? 5 is to 8. Now let us again make all of them same. 2, 4 and 8. What will be the LCM? LCM will be 8 of course. So what will you get? 6 by 8. 4 by 8 and then you get 5 by 8. Again this is correct because 4 by 8 is your cheaper, 6 by 8 is your dearer and 5 by 8 is between 4 and 6. Therefore it is going to be the mean. But remember the cheaper one is B and the dearer one is A because the ratio is small. So what will you get here? 5 by 8 minus 4 by 8. What will you get here? 6 by 8 minus 5 by 8. From both we are getting 1 is by 8. Right? So what is the ratio? It means the ratio is going to be 1 is to 1. So the ratio of B quantity and the ratio of A quantity will be 1 is to 1. Now the ratio is 1 is to 1. So we need to get a total mixture of 20 liters. So then in which ratio, in which quantity should we mix them? So we should take 10 liters of both. So 10 liters from milk 1 and 10 liters from milk 2. Right? From A also we will mix 10 liters and from B also we will mix 10 liters because in total we need 20 liters. So this is a very simple concept of alligations and mixtures which can easily be done, right? So we just have to consider the cheaper and the dearer. If we are clear with that, then we can easily find it, right? So this was all about alligations and mixtures and I hope everyone would have understood it. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you all.